Everyone comes to El Nido for island hopping. But with 4 different group tours to choose from, is Tour B actually worth your time? Today, I'm joining a group tour to find out. Is this the best way to see these beaches, or should you skip it and go private? I'll take you along for the whole day. Every stop, every beach. And at the end, I'll tell you if I think it's worth it and what I'm doing differently next time. Tour B is one of the 4 standard tours in El Nido. This tour takes you to the southeast side of the Bacoit archipelago. Stops include a sandbar near Lagen Island with snorkeling nearby, a cave called Cathedral Cave, a beach called Kudnon Beach for lunch and with another cave nearby, a beautiful sandbar that connects 2 islands, so it's pretty cool. And finally, an island called Antalula that has one of the most beautiful beaches in this area. There are lots of other beaches and islands in this area that would be worth stopping for. For example, Pinagbuyutan Island. It used to be on this tour, but according to the local tour operator, this island became off-limit recently as it is the location of some TV shows. The tour typically costs around $25 per person. So yeah, let's see how it went for me. Good morning from El Nido. This is one of the most beautiful bays or beautiful places, tropical islands on earth. The island hopping tour B is about beaches and some caves. I don't care much about the caves, but I think the beaches will be really amazing. Soon I think the boat is ready, so let's go. Alright, so this is our boat. The guy told us there will be like 15 guests, so it's not that bad. There could be like 20 plus. There are lots of boats with more people, but I think island hopping tour B is not as popular as the others. So yeah, I think it's really great. As we pass by Pinagbuyutan Island, it's hard not to feel a little bit of FOMO. This used to be one of the stops on Tour B, and you can see why. It's basically a giant limestone tower rising straight out of the sea, with a perfect palm-fringed beach at its base. According to our tour guide, it's now off-limits because it's being used as a filming location for a TV show. Even from the boat though, it easily looks like it could be the highlight of the entire tour. Here we are at the first stop. Now we are not so lucky with the weather. It looks like it could rain later on. I don't know if it's gonna happen today, but anyway, honestly, this sandbar is not that impressive. I'm sure it would be nicer with full sunshine. The sand is not the classical like white sand. The colors would be much nicer in sunshine, but still, it's still beautiful. Especially here, the biggest attraction is the landscape. This sandbar is just next to a huge and tall rocky island. So the landscape is more impressive than the sandbar itself. But anyway, if you want to see a really impressive sandbar, check out my previous video if you haven't seen it yet. I visited an amazing sandbar yesterday near Rojas, Palawan. That was much bigger and much nicer. Second stop is a place for snorkeling. It's actually not far from the sandbar we just came from. And the thing is, my GoPro, I think, has a problem. It might leak. So I'm not going to bring it to the water. I just go snorkeling and get back to you afterwards and tell you all about it. So I just came back from snorkeling. I will try to ask someone here who took their cameras into the water for some footage, because it's super disappointing. I mean, I knew I shouldn't expect so much after spending so much time in Indonesia, but there's literally no fish, or like very few. It's actually pretty surprising because the guide said this is one of the nicest spots for snorkeling on this tour, on Tour B. So I don't know. This is the next stop, just next to the snorkeling spot. There's a cave called Cathedral Cave. It's very narrow, but very high inside, and there is of course water inside, but of course boats cannot go inside because it's too narrow. It's kind of nice, but I'm not really interested in caves, to be honest, but it's a nice spot for a photo or two, but it's a tiny place. So yeah, soon we go to another island with a nice beach. That is what I am into. Here we are at the next stop. I'm not 100% sure about the name of the island, but there's another cave that is behind called Kudnon. Maybe it's also the name of the island. I'm gonna check it. But yeah, this is where we are going to have lunch too. We are done with the lunch. It wasn't that great, but yeah, it's better than nothing. It was kind of okay, but I was flying the drone when the others already started eating. I got there a few minutes late, and some like pork dishes were almost gone at that point. So yeah, that's another thing I don't really like in group tours. There is a little pressure on you, you know, you need to hurry if you wanna have nice food, or yeah, like there's not much freedom. It's not only about the food, but even the trip, you know, there are very strict schedules. The beach is actually pretty nice. It's a beautiful spot, but you can see the sky. There is no sunshine today. So yeah, that's what it is. It is still a nice tour. It's a little bit disappointing, mostly because of the weather and the snorkeling. That was nothing. But I think the best spot on this trip is still later on, the Snake Island. There is another cave. I just saw one small place with a lot of bats. It's not that interesting, so I'm not really into caves. There is another one over there, but you need to get into the water, kind of like a waist deep water. And I'm with my camera bag, like drone and passports inside, so I don't want it to get wet. So I'm not going to go there. I will check later on photos. But yeah, I'm not really into caves much. I guess they are like, you know, historical. The guide said that Japanese soldiers used to hide here during the Second World War. So yeah, it's interesting, I guess, but yeah, it's just a cave. So I'm more into beaches, and that's what I'm gonna check out next. I'm very happy to say that the sun finally came out. And yeah, it's a little cloudy still, but the sunshine is on. Just when we got to this beautiful spot that is called Snake Island, because there are lots of snakes. No, it's because it's a sandbar that connects two islands. It's very beautiful, but yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say about these like group tours. The timing of arrival at different spots is not that great. I mean, this is a beautiful spot, but we can only see the sandbar basically from the air, from the drone footage. You can't really enjoy the sandbar, but the others went to the small island. There is like a place where you can see the pitcher plant, I think, like a carnivorous plant. I don't really care about that. I am very happy to finally be able to fly the drone when it's sunny. So I spent this like 20-25 minutes on the boat flying the drone. So yeah, it's a beautiful spot. Even when it's high tide, you can't really see the sandbar is not out, but with full sunshine, the colors are amazing. So yeah, this is a beautiful spot, definitely worth a visit. All right, here we are at the last stop that is called Entalula Island, which is a pretty famous island. You can see in a lot of Instagram reels and photos this beach, especially this side where I am right now, with these like huge palm trees and big rock formations just next to the end of the beach, and the water is crystal clear. Even now, yeah, the sun is going away again. When we arrived, there was still a little sunshine. I could still fly the drone. That's pretty cool. So, is Nido Tour B worth it? The biggest pro is definitely the scenery. El Nido is famous for a reason, and even on a group tour you will see some incredible places. But the downside is the schedule. The timing isn't always great, and at spots like Snake Island, which should have been the highlight, we arrived when the sandbar was already underwater. Because of that, the experience can feel rushed and sometimes a little off. If you are on a budget, a group tour is still a good way to see these islands. But if you can stretch it, I'd recommend going private. It gives you the freedom to choose the right timing and really enjoy the best of El Nido. This is actually what we are going to do tomorrow. I found a guy online who is doing a tour that is called Tour X. That's a combination of Tour A, C and D, so like the best spots around El Nido in one day. And yeah, I'm very excited about that because we will be only two of us on the boat. That's a private tour, and I think I read reviews. This guy on this tour, he manages to beat the crowd, so we have an early start, I think, tomorrow. Yeah, I think I will finish this video right here because after this we just go back to El Nido and the tour will end. So if you haven't done it yet, don't forget to subscribe to my channel High on Low Tide and give this video a like. That would be a big help. And then yeah, just see you in the next video.